My Ding-a-Ling, Ding-a-Ling. My Ding-a-Ling is a novelty song written and recorded by Dave Bartholomew. It was covered by Chuck Berry in 1972 and became his only #1 Billboard Hot 100 single in the United States. Later that year, in a longer unedited form, it was included on the album The London Chuck Berry Sessions. Guitarist Onnie McIntyre and drummer Robbie McIntosh, who later that year went on to form the Average White Band, played on the single along with Nick Potter of Vander Graaf Generator on bass. My Ding-a-Ling was originally recorded by Dave Bartholomew in 1952 for King Records. When Bartholomew moved to Imperial Records, he re-recorded the song under the new title, Little Girl Sing Ting-a-Ling. In 1954, the Bees on Imperial released a version entitled Toy Bell. Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts recorded it in 1961, and it was part of their live act for many years. Berry recorded a version called My Tambourine in 1968, but the version which topped the charts was recorded live during the Lanchester Arts Festival at the Locarno Ballroom in Coventry, England, on 3 February 1972, where Berry, backed by the Roy Young Band, topped a bill that also included Slade, George Carlin, Billy Preston. Boston radio station WMEX disc jockey Jim Connors was credited with a gold record for discovering the song and pushing it to #1 over the airwaves and amongst his peers in the United States. Billboard ranked it as the No. 15 song for 1972. The song is based on the melody of the 19th century folk song Little Brown Jug. Content: the song tells of how the singer received a toy consisting of silver bells hanging on a string from his grandmother, who calls them his ding-a-ling. According to the song, he plays with it in school and holds on to it in dangerous situations, like falling after climbing the garden wall and swimming across a creek infested with snapping turtles. From the second verse onward, the lyrics consistently exercise the double entendre in that a pianist. Critical reception: the lyrics, with their sly tone and innuendo and the enthusiasm of Berry and the audience, caused many radio stations to refuse to play it. British morality campaigner Mary Whitehouse tried unsuccessfully to get the song banned. One teacher, Whitehouse wrote to the BBC Director General, told us of how she found a class of small boys with their trousers undone, singing the song and giving it the indecent interpretation which, in spite of all the hullabaloo, is so obvious. We trust you will agree with us that it is no part of the function of the BBC to be the vehicle of songs which stimulate this kind of behavior. Robert Christgau remarked that the song permitted a lot of 12-year-olds new insight into the moribund concept of dirty. During a short-spoken introduction to the song on the single, Berry refers to the song as our alma mater. Censorship: for a rerun of American Top 40, some stations, such as Woggle in Philadelphia, replaced the song with an optional extra when it aired a rerun of a November 18, 1972 broadcast of a T40, where it ranked at #14 on December 6, 2008. Among other stations, most Clear Channel-owned radio stations to whom the T40 70s rebroadcasts were contracted did not air the rebroadcast that same weekend, although it was because they were playing Christmas music and not because of the controversy. Even back in 1972, some stations would refuse to play the song on a T40, even when it reached #1. The controversy was lampooned in The Simpsons episode Lisa's Pony, in which a Springfield elementary school student attempts to sing the song during the school's talent show. He barely finishes the first line of the refrain before an irate Principal Skinner pushes him off the stage, angrily proclaiming this act is over. Charts: